Hello, everyone. I am Suri, and this is Cremchiss's recommendation of the week. If you like psychological thrillers like Fight Club, you're in for a treat. I'm talking about a series, a great cerebral thriller which truly has it all: intrigue, mystery, a very dark storyline, and some gratuitous violence as the story gets more and more bizarre. If you haven't already guessed it, I bring to you Severance, an amazing Apple TV gem that has made me rethink everything I thought I knew about heroes and villains. The protagonist of the story is Mark, who is a history professor, and his background story is a bit sad. He loses his dear wife in an awful, tragic sort of way. And after her death, instead of going to therapy or mourning her like a normal person, the hero of the story does something unthinkable. He chooses, literally volunteers himself to wipe out his memories, sort of. And before you go about thinking this is going to be warm and fuzzy like eternal sunshine of a spotless mind, let me warn you, this story is as dark as it gets. With the help of a surgical procedure, a company called Lumen bifurcates Mark's memories into two versions of him. So it's one body with two versions of memories, one where he remembers everything and one where he does not. So the company that conducts this surgical procedure on him, they hire him and he works in their company. However, when he's working inside of Lumen for a couple of hours every day, there is a version of himself, a severed version of himself, where he has no memories from his outside life, which means for those couple of hours, he doesn't remember his wife or her death or in whatever happened in his life in general. However, the second he steps out of this Lumen office, he's back to normal, where he remembers everything, except for anything that he does inside the office of Lumen. He even goes on to live in a Lumen subsidized house. And here's where it starts getting very creepy. Lumen, in many ways, presents itself as a technocracy. It hires people who choose to wipe out their memories. It has these very core conducted experiments in order to help people who have gone through great tragedies like Mark and try to kind of, I guess, make it seem like whatever they're doing because these people volunteer to wipe out their memories. However, as the story goes on, we find out that the house that Mark lives in, right next to it, he seems to have like a friendly elderly neighbor. And it turns out that this seemingly friendly person is actually his boss in Lumen. And she has been assigned to keep tabs on him. Lumen also has a bunch of weird rules. One of them is the outside cannot communicate with the inside and vice versa under any circumstances whatsoever. So let's say that someone writes down a note from the inside, communicate with the outside version of themselves, the office actually shuts down, and then the person faces serious consequences. Some of them even involve the mental torture of the person who has, tried to contact the outside world. The story starts off with Mark finding out that he has been promoted in his job at Lumen, and in the inside version of himself, he finds that very surprising because the person he worked alongside with, PT, no longer works at Lumen, because of which he's getting this promotion. Now, this is very surprising and absurd to Mark because inside Mark knows PT to be the stellar employee who loved it at Lumen. On the outside, however, Mark finds out that PT got a surgery to reverse his severance procedure for some reason. However, the surgery itself, it comes with like certain side effects, and Mark decides to help out PT by letting him stay in his house. Now, there are other employees with Mark, a girl called Helly, who is kind of using every skill in her arsenal to escape Lumen office. Like the inside version of her is not at all happy that she is a severance employee. Irving, who is a loyal employee of Lumen, and he agrees with all the bizarre standards and expectations that Lumen has imposed on them. And Dylan, who is one of the best comic characters I have seen in a very long time, considering how dark and twisted the story is. The employees are also given like weird tasks, like identifying scary looking numbers from a group of digits that appear on their screen. And they're not explained what happens when they finish their tasks. Like they don't know what is being done every time they finish a task. So eventually, this group of employees, they start questioning the intent behind the work that they're doing at Lumen. And now starts this amazing story where outside Mark and inside Mark start their separate journeys to find a way of communicating with each other. So this is particularly difficult because neither of them remember what's happening on the inside or the outside. So mind freaking blown at this point of time. And let me say there are some pretty heavy twists in the story. I am not going to spoil any of them for you. However, the greatest one is in the cliffhanger. There's just one season that's come out, and if you watched it, pat yourself on the back, man. You have some great taste. And if not, my God, watch it already. And I just want to end this one by saying, please like, share, and subscribe to our videos. I know you're listening to us. And this is Suri saying bye to all of you. And I hope you have a great, freaking wonderful day. Love you.